Hello, welcome to Dog Star Tarot. Today I'm doing something a little bit different for the new moon. I'm not going to be going through your houses. I just don't have time. I'm really busy with family stuff right now. But I'm going to do a reading for the collective. So, yeah, I hope it resonates for some of you. And, please leave a comment or like and subscribe if you enjoy the reading. So the new moon's in Virgo, okay? There's also a partial solar eclipse. And it's also the equinox. And the sun's going into Libra. So quite a lot happening. If you want to know more about the astrology, I can recommend White Birch Tarot. If you have a look at her readings, she always does a really good, simple, not massively long explanation of the what's going on with the planets and how it's going to affect you. So have a look at that. But this new moon's about powerful change. It's about getting your house in order, okay? Tidying up, decluttering, getting rid of stuff that no longer has any value or importance, or that you don't need in your life anymore. Turfing things out, getting rid of stuff. And that goes for emotional stuff as well, not just physical clutter. And at the very least, review the lessons that you learned over the last 6 months. Okay, so those are kind of the key words, I think. Let's have a look in the Moonology Diary. Just have a quick look. Yeah, tidy up, declutter, last chance, and lessons learned. Okay, so yeah. First of all, I'm going to do something a bit different. I'm going to start with an oracle card, and I'm using this Starseed oracle. I did a short the other day, and it was just such a profoundly interesting card. So I thought I'd draw an oracle card for the collective. So what does Spirit want us to know right now? And we've got You're Not Alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. Okay. So kind of speaks for itself. I'm going to read from the book, but for me this is about, if you're feeling isolated, reach out. Find your tribe. There are people there who will support you, who are with you. And it's a really tough time now, and it's important to, I think, for everybody to make sure they're feeling safe and wanted and welcome. Okay, well, let's have a look from the book, what the book says. The older the soul, the deeper the cave. Okay. Many starseeds and old souls enjoy their own company. Spending time alone can be comforting and necessary for their vitality, as it allows them to commune with their soul and fill up their energetic resources. Especially if they have an underactive or open root chakra and find it hard being human. Many starseeds find it more nourishing to retreat than to spend time in meaningless conversation and relationships. I can relate to that. However, we must remember that we're not here to go about this life alone. Humans are pack animals, and we all need the love, company, and support of others, both emotionally and physically. In our increasingly online world, we can be connected to more people and yet feel more alone and isolated than ever. There's still so much we don't know about the energetic side effects of things like social media, with so many people knowing our news, in inverted commas. What is it doing to our auric field? Commonly, we find ourselves in constant conversation, yet lacking the genuine connection of physical community and touch. The main message of this card is to step out of your cave and physically reach out to those in your life, okay? So this is not about friends on the internet, okay? This is actually getting out there, talking to real people in the real world, okay? To replenish when you need to, but not isolate yourself. This could be seeing friends and family who live nearby or having a regular catch-up with someone. In what ways can you open yourself up to the people who are physically in your life and those you truly know? Okay? Because, yeah, I totally get that. You know, it is, I mean, I've made some really good friends, probably going to be lifelong friends through social media, through the internet. However, it is very different to having, you know, someone can send you a virtual hug. It's just not like having the real thing. You know, where somebody actually puts their arms around you, you have that physical contact. And that's all about what being human is, okay? You know, half the time we don't know we're talking to AI or some like robot or something, you know. It's just, yeah, it's increasingly difficult to find out what's real and what isn't. So, yeah, go out there and meet real people in the real world. And, yeah. So let's see what the... I'm just going to do a quick cross of truth reading for you. I hope there's something here for you. As I say, it's a departure from what I normally do, but you know what? They say a change is as good as a rest, don't they? So we look at us right now, main energy. Okay. What's in the past and what do we need to leave behind? What do we need to take forward or what do we need more of? What's challenging us? And what's blessing us? Okay, so in the middle, where are we right now? What's the current energy around us? The Fool. Okay, new beginnings. Okay. Now for me, with this card in this particular deck, which is the Llewellyn deck, by the way, sometimes I feel that this is a caution, okay? There's a rainbow here, okay? And this person's galloping off with the dog and, you know, not much else, racing for something, but it might be an illusion. It might be something, you know, a rainbow is always, yeah, don't, you know, and there's water here. I'm thinking that song, Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls. You know, that might be an illusion. This is a rainbow you can't actually touch physically. And remember, the Starseed Oracle was saying about physical. So I think this is, don't go chasing after things that aren't real. Okay, that's... But, you know, the overall energy is that we are chasing something. We're looking for something. We're seeking for something. Want it to happen quickly. Okay, but just make sure it is grounded in reality. What do we need to leave behind? Or what's in the past? The Ace of Pentacles. Strange, okay? Because this is also about new beginnings. So, yeah, and this is in the material world, in the real world, in the physical world. This is going to say, don't go chasing after rainbows, okay? But here it's saying you need to leave the physical world behind. I'm confused. Might have to pull some more cards. Let's have a look what we need to take forward and what we need more of. Seven of Wands. Okay. That's coming up a lot in several readings. Okay. This is about feeling, yeah, you know, you might have to protect your boundaries, stand up for yourself, stand up for what you believe in, choose your side. You know, here it's like everybody's sort of, you know, firing things at you. Everybody wants to say the piece. You have to be absolutely clear about what you want right now. Okay. And yeah, you might feel that you know, going forward, or at this time, you might feel that you're having to defend yourself, defend your own, your values, your morals, your way of living. You know that you're going to have to actually put up some barriers and you know, keep the stuff out that you don't need anymore. It did say about decluttering, didn't it, in the energy of the new moon. So yeah, sort out what you really need going forward. Sort out, and also who you're going to let into your life, who you're going to let into your energy, and who you're going to make sure you keep them at bay. Okay, what's your challenge? The Ace of Wands. Okay, we've got two aces here, the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. I just think there's some real conflict here about us knowing which way to go, which way to turn, what's real, what isn't real. Okay, and again, I feel that this is making sure we know what's actually grounded in reality. You know, maybe we've left this behind and we don't, this is what we need to move on from. Actually, we need more in the real world than in the kind of internet, social media type of relationships or friendships, relationships. What's blessing us right now? The Page of Cups. Okay, nice. Little bit of immature energy, but it's a kind of fun. This is a fun energy, I think, light-hearted, and it, you know, for some of you it might be new love coming in, but it's playful, it's immature, it's not well formed, you know. So you know, it might just be a little bit of fun, or somebody coming in with an idea, a spark of, you know, something that just sort of sparks your playfulness, you kind of inner child. I hate that expression, but yeah, something that could kind of where you have the energy of a child, kind of playfulness, curiosity, yeah, ready to go in and kind of put your cards on the table. Okay, and that's blessing us, that energy. So yeah, I'm just getting a real feel for this, as you know, about defending your position and making sure you know which side you're on. I don't think that we can sit on the fence any longer. I think we have to choose a side. We have to know where we're going and be careful that we're not, you know, that we're not picking the wrong side. Okay, but there are new starts here. Okay, it's a really interesting energy. I wish I could do more. I don't have time today. I'll try and do something later in the week, because there is a lot going on. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with that. Do you know what? I'm going to take another card just to finish it off. I don't feel like it. Oh, we have a Wisdom of the Oracle. Let's have a Wisdom of the Oracle. Okay, what does Spirit want us to know, please? What does Spirit want the collective to know for this new moon period? Observer. Looking at things from a distance, not getting too involved. Again, don't go after stuff that you're not sure about. This is about making sure that everything is what it seems. Okay, I'm going to read from the book because there may be more. Just going to put that card there. What number is it? 49. And we've got 3 messages in this one, so... Right, perspective, objectivity, neutral observation from a distance, yeah. It says, most people see the world through a personal lens. They closely identify with their feelings and experiences, so much so that they come to believe that these are the only reality. There are times when you need distance in order to gain perspective and understand your circumstances from a neutral vantage point. Now is one of those times in your life. This is a perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring. Instead of only considering yourself, consider what you need to understand about the conditions, the people, the culture and environment you're engaged with now. You'll be so happy you did. Illumination is the miracle you seek and will indeed find. I'm going to read you the relationship message and the prosperity message. So there may be something here for some of you. So the relationship message is sometimes you just can't see the forest for the trees in your way. Feelings can get jumbled up and often you hear one thing when a person says another. It can be like an echo of an unresolved past experience dubbed over your conversation. Take time out before you react. It's likely the other person has no idea how his or her words have affected you. Take a few steps back and lend understanding to this situation. Have faith in your connection and trust that you can come together. Take the higher ground now and cultivate curiosity about what you observe in yourself, in others, and in the landscape. You'll find things much improved sooner than you know. The prosperity message is, it's an advantageous time for you to get some distance from what you're doing and see your work and your projects from a different perspective. The trick is to connect to the essence of your goals and aspirations while letting the form and timing be dictated by spirit. You may be too personally attached to an outcome and unable to see the miracle because it's not turning out exactly as you planned. Trust spirit. The perfect version of your abundance is right in front of you. Remain neutral and curious and watch the miracle unfold. Okay, so yeah. Stand your ground, but at the same time, don't be afraid to let go of, things you were convinced were right, maybe aren't. I think it's really important to find the truth at the moment. Okay, and then you've got this Page of Cups, this nice energy, playful energy, is about maintaining the curiosity of a child. Not being afraid to try again, to start again. And also please be strong in your convictions. I think it's really important right now. Okay. That's what I've got for you. I hope it helps. As always, your comments will be very welcome, and I'll be back with you again shortly.